On the night of October 4th, 2025, something remarkable unfolded above Mars, something almost no one on Earth was permitted to witness. The interstellar object 3I Atlas, racing through our solar system at over 60 kilometers per second, made its closest pass to the Red Planet. Telescopes operated by NASA, ESA, and private observatories were all set to record the event in detail. But then, without warning, every NASA public feed went offline. Data streams froze, image archives vanished, official statements stopped. The timing was too precise to be coincidence, an information blackout exactly when humanity was on the verge of observing one of the most significant interstellar encounters in history. Before the silence settled completely, fragments of information slipped through. A handful of leaked frames from a Mars orbiter showed something inexplicable, an object glowing faintly green, moving faster than any comet ever documented, with no tail, no dust, and a shape that seemed intentionally crafted. 2 days earlier, raw image sequences from the ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter had started circulating through encrypted astronomy networks. They showed a thin streak cutting across the Martian sky. To the untrained observer, it resembled a random imaging glitch. But once analysts aligned and compared the frames, the truth became clear. The object was real. Its trajectory matched perfectly with the predicted orbit of 3I Atlas. Even more puzzling was its stability. No blur, no variation, as if it maintained perfect balance while moving at impossible speed. One frame, labeled TGO-11283, captured a sudden emerald flash lighting up part of Mars's upper atmosphere. The glow should have vanished instantly, yet it lingered for nearly 12 seconds. Reprocessed data revealed traces of ionization trails spanning miles through the Martian exosphere. It wasn't just passing by, it was reacting with the planet's magnetic field. Then, as new data was expected, every NASA Mars server went offline. For the first time in decades, every orbiter went silent simultaneously. NASA claimed it was a coincidence, an administrative glitch caused by a funding delay. But many believed otherwise. University researchers found themselves locked out of shared databases. Requests for telemetry were denied. Curiously, ESA's servers stayed operational, continuing to receive faint relays from Mars orbiters. It wasn't that the spacecraft had failed, it was that their public feeds had been cut off. Internal ESA logs later revealed something astonishing. Minutes after NASA's blackout, Mars Express captured several compressed images showing 3I Atlas surrounded by a diffuse, spherical halo of gas. The halo's brightness pulsed rhythmically every 22 seconds, echoing strange electromagnetic anomalies detected weeks earlier by deep space antennas. It wasn't random, it was rhythmic, deliberate, and powerful enough to disturb Mars's ionosphere and possibly the communications of orbiting spacecraft. As data slowly reappeared, one conclusion began to form. 3I Atlas was unlike any interstellar object ever observed. Trajectory calculations placed its mass at over 33 billion tons, with a nucleus roughly 5 kilometers wide. Yet despite its enormous size, it showed no measurable gravitational drift. Its course through the solar system remained smooth and unaffected by solar or gravitational forces. Unlike normal comets that spew gas and dust as they heat, 3I Atlas stayed perfectly stable. Its glow wasn't reflected sunlight, but self-emission from ionized nickel, an element rarely dominant in natural cometary cores. The absence of iron, paired with the object's rhythmic electromagnetic pulse, led several scientists, including Harvard's Avi Loeb, to suggest something unthinkable. 3I Atlas might not be natural, it could be constructed. While debate raged, another theory emerged from Dr. Suzanne Feiner, an astrophysicist known for her models of early stellar evolution. She proposed that 3I Atlas could be a planetary seed, a remnant core expelled from a dead solar system billions of years ago. Such bodies, she suggested, could trigger planet formation by attracting dust and gas when passing through young stellar disks. Her simulations showed that the object's density and chemical composition aligned perfectly with this idea. Yet skeptics noted its unnaturally geometric shape, its harmonic pulses, and its remarkable stability. Those properties hinted not at nature, but design, as leaked Mars Express images revealed symmetrical plasma arcs circling the object, the question evolved. It was no longer what is 3I Atlas, but who built it? Even with official channels silenced, independent astronomers across Europe and Asia detected a rhythmic interference within Mars radio emissions. The signal repeated every 22 seconds, the same signature as 3I Atlas. But now, it contained subtle variations, tiny harmonic fluctuations that, when graphed, formed a tri-spiral pattern identical to the one seen in leaked plasma imagery. It wasn't mere radiation, it was data. The object was communicating. Attempts to decode the signal revealed a striking pattern, a near-exact match to the 1420 MHz hydrogen line, the frequency universally recognized in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It wasn't random noise. It was a message, encoded in the language of life itself. 3 days into the blackout, a high-resolution image surfaced on a secure Russian server, traced to ESA data captured just before the shutdown. It showed 3I Atlas as a sharply defined hexagonal structure crossing Mars' horizon. Beneath it, the planet's atmosphere glowed with a perfect ring of green luminescence, an ionization pattern no known natural process could produce. Those who viewed the original file described an unnerving detail, a reflection on the object's surface resembling an array of hexagonal panels, like plating on a massive engineered structure. By week's end, the 22-second pulse fractured into 3 distinct frequencies, each aligning with an active Mars orbiter. The implication was chilling. 3I Atlas was interacting with them directly, experimenting with transmission protocols. ESA engineers noted that their data packets were consistently delayed by 142 milliseconds, forming a waveform resembling a compressed audio signal. When decoded, it produced a low-pulsing hum synchronized with Mars' rotation. Most dismissed it as feedback. A few didn't. The hum's frequency matched Earth's Schumann resonance, our planet's natural electromagnetic heartbeat. Whatever 3I Atlas was doing near Mars, its influence was now echoing across interplanetary space. Then the world went silent. At 3 a.m. UTC on October 8th, radio telescopes across Chile, South Africa, and Hawaii simultaneously lost contact with Mars. For 9 minutes, the deep space network was completely dead. When signals returned, the missing data contained nothing but a binary phrase, L3 confirmed. Analysts speculated that L3 referred to the Lagrange point 3, a gravitational position directly opposite Earth, hidden behind the Sun. If true, the transmission wasn't from Mars at all, but from beyond the solar curtain. Within hours, NASA imposed a full communications lockdown. Insiders understood what it meant. 3I Atlas wasn't drifting anymore. It had reached a fixed location of observation. A team at ESA began correlating orbital data to identify what, if anything, existed at L3. Theoretically, nothing should be there. It's a blind spot beyond every telescope's reach. But deep analysis of James Webb and heliospheric data revealed a faint gravitational distortion, oscillating every 22 seconds, the same rhythm as 3I Atlas. Whatever had been near, Mars was now synchronized with something unseen behind the Sun. It was as though the object had sent coordinates before vanishing, a signal or a summons. Soon after, a stronger, structured transmission rippled through the deep space network. The pulse was shorter now, 15 seconds, with embedded bursts encoding binary sequences and prime number ratios. When mapped visually, the data resembled a rotating model of the inner solar system, connected by a glowing line between Mars, Earth, and the hidden L3 point, forming a perfect equilateral triangle. The pattern wasn't symbolic, it was functional. 3I Atlas had made Mars a transmitter, Earth a receiver, and L3 the origin of something far greater than anyone imagined.